Hello, everyone. This is Allison Bolander from Mechanicsville High School. We are really excited to have you join us today for today's virtual college visit with Virginia Tech. We have with us today Mr. Milley, who's going to tell us all about the wonderful programs that Tech has to offer. Mr. Milley?
Thank you. My name is Steve Milley. I am the Richmond Regional Representative for Virginia Tech. I actually live and work in the area. So I'm here for you guys. I'm here to help in any way possible. If you have questions, if your folks have questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. Your counseling office knows how to get in touch with me, and there's my email right there. But if you don't capture it, I am the only Steve in the undergraduate admissions office. We can make a meeting happen if that needs if that's what you need. I even have an office closer to you guys now at the UVA Tech Graduate Center right off of 64 in Parham Road. I have an office there now, so we can meet there if you need to talk. But I have dropped a link in the chat. If you want to be put on our mailing list, please do that. If you're watching this as a recording, that will expire right after this meeting. So you won't be able to do the link, but you will be able to go online and request more information if you want to. Virginia Tech is a large, comprehensive state university. It's in Blacksburg, Virginia, but we have over 30,000 students on the main campus. So we are large, and we're not going to hide from that, but we think we do large rather well. It doesn't seem that large when you're there. You will have some large introductory classes, but once you get up into your major classes are a lot smaller. And the average class size is only 44. We are a true college town. Blacksburg has about 45,000 residents, but over 30,000 of those are college students. So we enjoy all the benefits that go along with being a college town. We have the street fairs, the concert series, the lecture series. The downtown area is right next to the campus, and it has the local shops and restaurants and nightclubs. We're in the mountains of Virginia, so a lot of outdoor activities available to you: mountain hiking, biking, climbing. The New River is very close by if you like to fish, or a very popular pastime is just to grab an inner tube and float on the New River on a warm afternoon. So there is a lot going on there, even though we're a small community. Ut Prosim is the university motto, and it means that I may serve. And it's been the core of the university pretty much since day one. We were founded as an all-male, all-military college, and we're still one of the 6 senior military institutions today. We're one of 2 schools in the country that has a military population within the larger civilian population. And it's full military lifestyle, all branches are represented, and you can be in ROTC with a military training and a military commitment when you graduate, or you can just be in the Corps Cadets, which is leadership training, and you have a leadership minor when you graduate. But our students give back across the board. It's not just through that military aspect. It's a very big characteristic of the Virginia Tech student. A couple of ways they give back. We have one of the largest events on a college campus in the country, and it's appropriately enough called the Big Event. Every year on the Big Event Saturday, over 8,000 students will show up and go out all over the community, helping the residents in the area with yard work, painting, small construction jobs, whatever. If it can be done, it will be done. We've been named one of the top schools in the country for town gown relations. The community gives a lot to the university, so our students don't mind giving up their Saturday morning and going out and helping the community. They also work very hard at having one of the largest collegiate Relay for Life programs in the country, and they consistently raise over $500,000 for cancer research. So they take it very seriously, and they work very hard at it. And service to community could be something important in the admissions process as well, which I'll talk about in a minute. If you ask a Virginia Tech student or a graduate why they chose Virginia Tech, one of the top reasons is usually that sense of community, that large family feel. And it is a very welcoming environment, even though we are large. And there are ways for you to narrow down that largeness and make it your own, and get little smaller families within that large family. There are over 900 different clubs and organizations you can choose from. There's something for everybody: honor societies, Christian organizations, fraternities, sororities, political groups, major clubs, Intramural sports is huge and very active. Year in and year out, there are over 400 basketball teams signed up for the basketball intramural program. So there is a lot going on. There is a lot for you to take advantage of. And if it's not there, you can create it. Every year we'll see some interesting clubs pop up. And all it takes is you, another like-minded student, faculty advisor. You can have any recognized student organization you want. You can also narrow down that largeness through your living experience. And all first-year students are required to live on campus, but there are so many different styles you can choose from. There's single-sex, co-ed, hall style, suite style. There are living learning communities. You can live with other students who have the same interest academically or a special interest group. The only way to get 4-year guaranteed housing is to be in the Corps of Cadets. You do have guaranteed housing all 4 years that way, whether you're in the Corps of Cadets or the ROTC. So there are ways for you to narrow that largeness down a little bit and take advantage of all that we have to offer you. Don't let the name Tech fool you. We're not just a technical school. We are a comprehensive state university, internationally known for those high-tech programs, but we have over 120 different majors within the 7 different colleges that are listed here. You might not know what you want to do, and that's fine as well. You can apply undecided. It's called University Studies. I do want to give you a little word of caution. Most of you probably know that major matters at Virginia Tech. Some of our majors are more competitive than others. There are some historically more competitive programs like engineering, architecture, interior design, industrial design, landscape architecture, but it actually depends on you guys. It depends on who is applying that year. And over the past couple of years, some of the business majors have gotten more competitive, some of the science majors, even some of the liberal arts majors have gotten more competitive. And also that university studies has gotten very competitive. More students are applying undecided. So I want to encourage you, if you can narrow it down a little bit more, it might be in your best interest, because every one of these colleges have explore options or undecided options within that college. So you may know that you want liberal arts or business or science, but you're unsure of the particular major that you want in that college. You can apply to that explore option. And so you don't have to choose that specific major within that college until the end of your sophomore year. You're just giving yourself a leg up because you're already in the college. You're able to take some of those core classes that only students within that college can take. So do consider that in the application process. Then we also just mentioned a couple of our professional schools. We do have a med school. It's in Roanoke, Virginia. It's about 45 minutes away. And then the Virginia Maryland College of Veterinary Medicine is a collaboration between the University of Maryland and Virginia Tech, but the actual vet school is on the Blacksburg campus. Oh, I forgot to, on the academic front, I do want to tell you about some features where you can customize your experience within the academic arena. You can take advantage of undergraduate research. We are Virginia's leading research institution, and researchers across the board, you can get involved anywhere. It's not just that white lab coat high-tech thing that automatically comes to mind when you hear the word. The English department does research, history does research, and over 75% of our students will do some form of research or experiential learning before they graduate. You could take advantage of co-op opportunities. If you don't know what that is, you're actually going out and working while you're a student. It adds a year onto your college career because you're not taking classes while you're working. You're just out in the workforce, getting invaluable experience, and in some cases, making a lot of money. Internships are usually not paid, but you're getting college credit for those. And you can do the co-ops and internships in Blacksburg. You can come back to the Richmond area. You can go anywhere around the country and take advantage of those. Study abroad opportunities. Sky's the limit with study abroad. You can go anywhere around the world. We have programs on all 7 continents, but we also have relationships with other universities. You should not have a problem finding that right fit either academically or that specific country that you want to study in. And it is highly encouraged. The world truly is becoming a smaller place, and this will just give you a much greater appreciation for other cultures if you can take advantage of that. Now, the application process, the important stuff. We do take a holistic review approach to the process. We are looking at the entire student. We have broken it into two aspects, the academic and personal. Academic is very important. We are, well, the very first thing that we see when we get your application is your self-reported academic record. When you submit your application, you are not going to submit an official transcript from your high school. You're going to complete the self-reported academic record. I would get an unofficial transcript so you can just put down all those courses. You want it to look exactly how it's going to look on your transcript, because we will require the official one once you've graduated, and that graduation date's on your transcript. And it's just easier to match everything up at that point in time if it looks like your transcript looks. But just put down everything, down all the courses you've taken in high school, the grades you've received, and a list of your senior year courses. But also list any middle school courses that you took that you got high school credit for. Please don't get hung up on the GPA. They are meaningless in the admissions process because every high school weights differently. We cannot compare you to a high school in California. We're not even going to compare Atlee to Mechanicsville, to Hanover, to Patrick Henry. We're only looking at you within the environment that you are studying. So it's only within what your high school has to offer, but we want to see that you've challenged yourself within that environment. So if they offer AP, IB, honors, dual enrollment, we expect you to take some of those. You don't have to take everything at the most advanced level, but you need to challenge yourself as best you can while doing well. And by well, we mean mostly A's and B's. That is also major specific. If you want to go into engineering, you do have to take the most challenging math and science curriculum you can take there and do well in those areas, probably more A's in those areas. So you've got the academic rigor down, you're doing well. The other part are the test scores. For you seniors, we are test optional. It's truly test optional. It will not hurt you if you don't submit a score. It will not keep you from getting scholarships. If you've taken the test and you told College Board to send us the scores, even if you mark on the application, I do not want my scores reviewed, we're not going to look at your scores. But it's totally up to you. If you say, I do want my scores reviewed, your application will not be complete until the scores are received, and it will be used in the admissions process. For you, if there are any juniors or younger, this is a policy we hope to continue, but we haven't sold it to our Board of Visitors yet. You're going to have to check back with us when you start applying to see if we're going to still be test optional. Don't go to your counselor or your teacher and ask for a letter of recommendation. They're not looked at all. We will accept letters of circumstance if there's something in your background that you need to tell us about, or your counselor needs to tell us about, or even sometimes even a doctor might need to explain something to us. That will be looked at, but not just the regular letters of recommendations. And the same thing for resumes. When you're filling out the application, fill it out in its entirety. Don't say see resume, because we're not looking at those. And then the personal factors. These are all of those things that are going to set you apart a little bit from the rest of the applicant pool. Don't shortchange yourself on these. Now, first, we do know that COVID turned everybody upside down, and you might not have been able to do as much as you normally would have, and we do understand that. But don't shortchange yourself on the things that you have done. Put down all of your clubs and activities, and this is where you're filling out that application in its entirety. Tell us everything that you've been involved in, academic clubs, athletics, any leadership positions you've held. But don't stop at just the school-related functions. Some of you might be much more active when you leave school. Some of you work a lot of part-time hours. Some of you are very active in your church. You may be a part of a service organization, and we've already talked about how that's important to a Virginia Tech student, so please tell us about that if you are. You may have family responsibilities. You have to go home and babysit a younger brother or sister. Please tell us everything. We talk about all of those things, and everything that you do could help to explain who you are or what you even want to do, the major you've chosen, the career choice you've chosen. Also, if you have any coursework or part-time job experience or research opportunities that show a demonstrated interest towards the field that you want to go into, all of those things are looked at in the admissions process. We do not look at essays. Both of the application platforms have essays associated with them, and we accept the Common App or the Coalition app. We're not looking at their essays, but we do have 4 questions we ask you. It's called the Utprism profile. It's very important, so please spend some time on this. You only have 120 words to answer each question. And some of you are thinking I can crank that out in no time, but sometimes it's a lot harder for you to tell us what you need to tell us in only 120 words. So please spend some time on them. I'm going to harp on this for a little while because it's very important. And every year we get a lot of people that just put NA for every question because you have to put something to complete your application. That's an automatic 0. They are scored. We have over 400 people that help us score these. We have alumni, faculty, and staff, and they're reading them anonymously. They know nothing at all about you except for what you're putting in the answer. They've been trained to score them. They've been trained to opt out if they think they're going to be biased in any way. So please don't feel like you're going to offend somebody. So if one of the questions sparks your passion in politics or religion or something like that, go with it. Don't be afraid to speak about those. It's going to make a better answer for one thing. But if you've looked at these questions, you'll know that all of them have several bullet points or sub-questions to them. You don't have to hit every single bullet point. And it would be hard to do with only 120 words. We're just trying to give you some guidance in how to answer the questions. And these are the 4 areas that the questions are getting at. The first one's about your service. You might not be the member of a service organization. You can tell us about a club or organization that you've given a lot to or that means a lot to you. Tell us about your resilience, how you bounce back from adversity, or how you handle setbacks. Leadership, positions, and or experiences. You might not be the class president, but you could have taken the lead in a class presentation, or you may have been a shift supervisor in your part-time job. How did you handle that? And then your long-term goals. Just tell us how you set a goal and how you achieve that. And it could be a goal you've already achieved or one that you've set for the future. But please spend some time on them because they are very important. And we do take it very seriously. Now that it's a more holistic approach, we're not using test scores. This is used heavily in the admissions process. There are 3 different deadlines in the freshman admissions process. And the first one's early decision with a November 1 deadline. Please know that you want to go to Virginia Tech if you mark early decision. And if we are your first choice, that's great. I would encourage you to do that. But I want to give one word of caution. If scholarships or financial aid are going to be any factor in how you choose where you go to college, you probably should not apply early decision. You're not going to know how much money you're going to receive until after you have to commit. It doesn't keep you from getting any of that money, but you're just not going to know how much you're going to get. So a better option might be early action. The deadline there is December 1st, and the benefit to early action is that you'll hear from us sooner, usually mid to late February, but you don't have to commit. You don't have to submit that deposit until May 1st, and that's the national deposit date. But by then, you should know, you should have all of your college acceptances in hand. You should know how much scholarship money you're going to receive and how much financial aid you're going to receive. You'll be able to make a much more informed decision at that point. Then we also have regular decision with the January 15th deadline. Please do not wait until the regular decision deadline. It gets much more competitive. We use it as a space available basis only. And if there are no more spots in your major by the time we get to regular decision, there's nothing we can do. And you're just going to give yourself much more consideration if you'll at least apply by the early action deadline. Our total cost right here for an in-state student is about $24,000. And this is an average of the room cost. Some of our rooms are more expensive than others, and an average of your meal plan. You're going to want a very hearty meal plan because the food is incredible. Ranked top 5 in the country year in and year out for the quality of food. And that's no small feat considering the amount of people they feed every day. And another great testimony to the quality of food is over 10,000 off-campus students purchase a meal plan every year. They have their own apartments, they have their own kitchens, but they would much rather eat the food on campus than cook for themselves. We also have the financial aid and scholarships. You seniors can start filling out that FAFSA right now. It's the free application for federal student aid. It opened up on October 1st. So I encourage you to get with your parents and submit that form. No matter what your circumstances, even if you know you're not going to qualify for anything, it is the only way you qualify for the low interest student loans. And also, our scholarship programs mandate that you submit the FAFSA. So you might as well go ahead and get everything together and submit that. The only other form that you really need to know about is our general scholarship, scholarship application. That absolute deadline is January 22nd. They will not accept it after that. You need to apply for admission, and you get some information that allows you to fill out the general scholarship application. And it opens you up for every scholarship that you qualify for at Virginia Tech. So please don't let that deadline pass you by. And it's all scholarships except for performance type scholarships. Like if you're a music major, that department will work with you. If you're an athlete, you need to contact the coach. They are the only ones who can talk to you about that scholarship. And I would highly encourage you to contact the coach before you even submit your application. They're going to want to know that you apply. But timeliness is the key with financial aid, so don't let those deadlines pass you by. And then just some reasons why we think you should choose Virginia Tech. I'm a graduate, I'm a self-admitted Hokie freak. I think that there are hundreds of reasons, and I'm not going to read these off to you, but I do want to talk about the second one because it involves our Career Center. I know you guys aren't thinking about college graduation at this point in time, but our Career Center is so much more than just helping that graduating senior. If you start Virginia Tech right at day one and you have no idea what you want to do, go to the Career Center and they'll test you to see what you might have an aptitude for, what you might like to do. While you're a student, they're going to help you find those co-op positions or those internship positions. As you're nearing graduation, of course, they're going to help you quite a bit there. How to compile your resume, how to answer specific interview questions, how to act in certain types of interviews. They can even help you look good. There's a clothing bank there, and if you don't have a suit, there's might be a suit there that you can have to look good in those on-campus interviews. But it doesn't even stop there. Once a Hokie, always a Hokie. They're even going to help you after graduation. You might find yourself a few years down the road wanting a career change or just needing a job for whatever reason. Those resources are right at your fingertips. So take advantage of all of those. And then our final slide, just so showing you how to follow us on social media. They just keep you updated with timelines, deadlines, and sometimes some interesting facts or some funny things will be put on here and some nice pictures sometimes. So be sure to follow us that way as well. So any questions about anything? And I'm not sure what they allow you to do. I am fine with you unmuting and asking a question or just throwing one in the chat. If you apply undecided, you do not have to decide your major until the end of your sophomore year. I do want to say a little bit about undecided. I've already told you it's gotten more competitive, but also if you're truly undecided, do it. But if your school, and I think even all the Hanover County schools are different, but if you're able to get a ton of dual enrollment credit, or if you have a ton of AP credit or IB credit, you can't apply undecided. If you have more than 30 credits, you need to choose some type of major. They're going to allow you to apply undecided, but somebody's going to contact you and say you really need to choose a major because you don't have enough room to to be undecided when you're at Virginia Tech. Any other questions? Oh, you're welcome. It looks like we gained a couple more people since I started talking. So there's a link that I put in at the beginning. If you want to be put on our mailing list, you can click that and get put on our mailing list. I realize it says Atlee, but when you go to that form, you're able to put your own high school there. If it's the high school courses, we are, for all of those, the sciences, the engineering, you do have to have a strong math background, math and science background. For engineering, it really needs to be the most challenging math and science curriculum you can take. If you're in more of the sciences, we would like to see the AP calculus, but it's not as imperative to have that as it is for the engineering department.
Any more final questions? All right, I guess that wraps us up. Thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you, Mr. Milley, and we really appreciate all the information you have given us. If you have any other questions, please follow that information at the bottom of the slide and contact admissions@vt.edu.
Yes, and please don't hesitate to reach out to me with any questions at all. I'm more than happy to help you. Thank you, everybody. Good luck on that college search process.
Thank you.
Y'all have a good day.
You too.